Pentathlon. Pentathlon.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. Well, we're back here with the second match on our level 3, which means we're now down to the best of the 16 schools who will be taking on each other in an attempt to get into the grand finale. And today we have two very, very talented girls' schools in the house.
Well, that's right. Just to take each of you to a little bit of a recap. Well, we are down to top 8, just like you mentioned. And last time it was DS and Museus. Well, it was DS who will be securing 1 spot, but we are yet in the hunt for the remaining 7 spots. And just like Trishma, you mentioned, it's going to be 2 girls' schools in the house today, bringing it on each other to see who will be securing those remaining spots for the top 8. So what shall we do?
So let's get started by introducing the first of the schools on stage today. Let's give it up to the girls from Devi, Balika, Vidyalaya, Colombo.
Well, we have the girls from Devi Balika, so who is going to take on the powerful girls from Devi Balika? Let's put our hands together for the equally good, equally better school all the way from Gaul. It's Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya. Well, indeed, today is going to be a very powerful, very exciting, very fierce match, I believe, because both schools are just staring at each other right now. Like, okay, you know what? I think our school is better. This side says, no, I think our school is better. Well, we are yet to see which school is better to secure the top 7 spots remaining as we're in the hunt. Well, with that being said, it's time for us to find out how the preparation is. So, shall we start off with my left-hand side? Lumini, how has it been so far?
We practiced hard and we'll hope to do our best today.
You hope to do your best? Well, everyone hopes to do their best when they come on the stage of TV1 Pentathlon. Do you like to ask the opposing captain?
So what do you feel today? How do you think you're going to take on your opponents?
We're also going to try our best.
All right, we all do our best here. So on that note, let's get started with introducing our elite panel of judges.
Well, that's right. A good game needs a good judgment, and that is why today too we have 2 eminent panel of judges with us to give a good and fair decision for this game. So let's first and foremost get introduced to KK Nadini Lasika in Service Advisor, Srijavardhanapura Education Zone. Also joining with us on the panel is Samanthi Gamachige in Service Advisor, Akuras Education Zone Visiting Lecturer, Amrasuriya Teachers College, Goa.
And as always, we get things started here with the tossing of the coins. So to oversee the toss, maybe invite one of the judges to please join us on stage, as well as invite both the captains to join us front and center.
So today I thought before we start off with the toss, it's better if the girls get introduced. You all know each other?
Yeah.
Tell your name.
Lumini, Praharsha.
Now shake hands. Okay, so we broke the ice and the captains know each other now. So who's going to go first?
We will go.
You want to go first? Even after shaking hands, you want to go first, no? Okay, so the girls from Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya decided that they go first, but I haven't asked which side you'll be selecting. Is it going to be Pentathlon or is it going to be TV1? TV1, which means you'll be going with
Pentathlon.
Pentathlon. Okay, right. So why wait? Let's start off with the tossing. In 3, 2, 1. It's Pentathlon, which means it's on the favoring side of the girls. What's your decision?
They can go first.
Why do you want to give them to go first?
They want to?
She wanted to make the decision whether it's going to be TV1 or Pentathlon, not to go first in each game.
We'd like to go second.
You like to go second? Okay, that means we'll be going in first in each and every round. So once again, the second handshake. Go for it.
So we just saw that the girls from Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya Gaul will be going first in each of the rounds. So let's not wait any further. Let's dive straight into the first round.
That's right. So it's going to be an interesting, challenging, exciting, all those words put together. We call it level 3, and it is time for us to move on to the first and foremost of the second game of level 3, which we call balance.
Your quiz. In our first round, each of our teams gets to select 3 co-players and they then have a task to answer 5 questions within a span of 30 seconds. They have to do all of this while balancing a table tennis ball on a table tennis racket. Each correct answer gives them 5 points. If they're able to answer 10 questions or more correctly, they get a bonus of 10 points. But if they do drop the ball even once, they will be disqualified from taking on further questions.
You heard the rules and regulations of round 1 Balancer quiz. So let's start off with the girls from Sanghamitta, Balika, Vidyalaya and ask Lumbini who her 3 co-players are.
Sahanya, Mutali and myself.
And who will be coming in first?
I am coming.
The captain steps forward. Let's put our hands together. You've got 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ferdinand Magellan circumnavigated the Earth in which century?
16th.
Correct. What is the second most popular city in Asia?
Tokyo.
Wrong. Delhi. Sri Lanka has recorded most ODI wins against which country?
Pakistan.
Correct. Name the world's best-selling music album.
Thriller.
Wrong. It's Eagles' greatest hits. Who first invented a hydro turbine? Time is up. The answer is James Francis.
Let's move on to Devi, Balika and ask the captain, Praharsha, who are your 3 co-players?
It's gonna be Deshmi, Sahanya, and
And who's coming in first?
Me.
Captain against captain. Let's put our hands together. You've got 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Marco Polo first came to Asia in which century?
14.
Wrong. 13th. What is the second most populous city in South America?
Buenos Aires.
Sorry?
Buenos Aires.
Correct. Which country has scored the most wins in 2020 international matches?
Australia.
Wrong. Pakistan. Name the world's second best-selling music album.
The Bodyguard.
Wrong. Thriller. Who is considered the father of electronics?
Benjamin Franklin.
Wrong. Michael Faraday. Questions are up.
Well, that's how the captain of Devi Balika took part in that round. Let's move on once again to Sanghamitta and who is coming in.
Sahanya.
Let's put our hands together for Sahanya. Okay, you've got 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
What is the highest mountain of Argentina?
Pass.
It's Aconcagua. Webb Ellis Trophy is presented to the world champions of which sport?
Rugby.
Correct. Who is considered the father of nanotechnology?
Robert Hooke.
Wrong. Henrik Rohr. Associated Press News Services headquarters is located in which city?
New York.
Correct. Gandalf is a character found in which novel?
Lord of the Rings.
Correct. Your questions are up.
Well played well there. Let's move on once again to the Devians and ask
Thank
who's
you.
coming in next. Captain, who's
Sahanya
coming in?
coming.
Come forward. Let's put our hands together. You have 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Which author created the character Miss Marple?
Agatha Christie.
Correct. Ryder Cup is given to champions of which sport? Golf. Correct. Who is considered the father of genetic engineering?
Pass.
It's Paul Berg. Gatwick International Airport is located in which city?
London.
Correct. What is the highest mountain in New Zealand?
Cook.
That's right. Your questions are up.
Going good so far. Let's move on to the opponents and who's coming in.
Mutali.
Let's put our hands together for that. Ready? Okay. 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Which country first printed books?
England.
Wrong. China. What is the title of the second movie of the Avengers series?
Pass.
It's Age of Ultron. Nobel Prizes were first awarded in which year?
1910.
Wrong. 1901. What is the national sport of Cuba?
Baseball.
Correct. Which laboratory first invented fiber optics?
Pass.
It's Bell. Questions are up.
Well, let's move on once again to the Devians and ask who is coming in.
Deshmi.
Let's put our hands together. Okay, you've got 30 seconds to deal with and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Name the first Chinese to have traveled to India.
Fahim.
It's Fa Xian. That's the incorrect answer. What is the title of the 5th movie of the Jurassic Park series?
Pass.
It's fallen kingdom. Nobel Prizes are awarded to how many fields of sciences?
4.
Correct. What is the national sport of South Korea?
Taekwondo.
Correct. Which company first invented artificial diamonds?
General Electric.
Correct. Your questions are up.
Well, that's how the first round comes to an end. Both schools were able to fairly play it well, but we're not very sure of how the points table looks like thus far at the end of round 1. We have also a very exciting round and much more thrilling rounds just for you. So stay tuned. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2, Level 3.
Pentathlon.
Welcome back. This is TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. We're at Level 3 of a very, very interesting match between Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya Gaul as well as the girls from Devi Balika Vidyalaya Colombo. And at the end of round 1, let's now take a look at the scoreboard and see how the two schools have fared. We start off with Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya Gaul. In the first round, they scored themselves 35 points. Meanwhile, the girls from Devi Balika Vidyalaya in the first round, they scored themselves 50 points.
Well, there you go. That's how the point table looks like at the end of the very first round of Level 3. The second match played between these two very talented schools. But the best of the best talents are yet to be discovered, as both schools will be engaging in something very creative, something very exciting, and we are yet to find out how very well they are ready with what they're going to face next. So it is the second round, which we call Express
To impress. In our second round, each of our teams is given a story lead, which they then have to complete and act out on this very stage to impress our judges. They have to do that by presenting the very best of their creativity, their presentation, as well as diction and reference to context. So, without further ado, let's go over to Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya and find out what's the topic they pick for themselves. Once, there was a poor boy who made a living by selling various objects from door to door. This was the way he earned money to pay for his school. And then...
Sweetmeats, sweetmeats, talapa, talapa, valley talapa, sweetmeats, sweetmeats. Oh, they're a house. I think it's someone's house.
Who is calling?
Oh,
Why are you here?
Auntie.
Auntie?
Oh, sorry, madam. I'm here to sell these sweetmeats. They are halapa, talapa, valley talapa.
Halapa talapa?
That's
What?
valley talapa.
I don't need those cheap things.
Look, this stupid boy's been here for a long time.
Let's bully him.
Yeah. Oh, I remember those old pair of shoes. Oh, I get them.
Hey idiot, come here.
Shall we try these?
Okay.
Come here. Oi. You look nice on those.
You have to sell these, okay?
Or we'll teach you a lesson at school.
What shall I do now? Why are they doing this to me? Oh. Hey boy! Oh, my poor boy. Oh sir,
Don't call me as sir. Take me as your friend.
oh uncle, look, my friends are very bad. They are ragging me. I'm very poor. I have only my mom. So what can I do now?
Don't mind. When I was young, I was like you. And I worked hard and come to this position.
But what can I do? I have only my mom.
Call me if you want my help.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, hard work and strong beliefs makes us always success.
Thank you, sir, for your kind.
Okay, let's manage.
Good stuff. So that's a little bit of enjoyment here on the stage of TV1 Pentathlon as we are in Season 2 and Level 3. Well, the girls from the other side are also full of smiles and waiting to see what they get to do. Are you all ready for it?
Yes.
Let's see what they pick.
Two angels decided to visit a town. They wished to bless a family and provide them with enough wealth and happiness. The angels disguised themselves as two girls who were pale and dull in appearance.
I'm excited to see how very well the girls from Devi Balika Vidyalaya, Colombo will put out some... Are you all ready for some great acts to be displayed? Angels? More like demons, no? Okay, so let's wait and see because they got 2 minutes to display their talents and of course impress our panel of judges. Let's see how will they work it off. You got 2 minutes and your time starts now.
Here's my Christmas present for you. You said you wanted a doll and I made you one. Thank you, Mommy. It's lovely.
We'll have to eat our usual dinner, cabbage soup. But I brought some bread for you.
It's alright. Let's eat together.
Can you remember that family we blessed last winter?
Yes, that lovely family that lived down on Earth, right?
Shall we visit them?
Of course. I mean, they should be so happy now. We gave them all the wealth humans could ask for.
And wealth is happiness for human beings.
Exactly.
Let's disguise ourselves.
As pale and dull children like before. Yes. That's the house, isn't it?
Yes, let's peep through the window.
Let's see what I have got for Christmas. I want a new phone. I've been using this piece of junk for over 3 months now.
Shut up, child. Let me have my dinner in peace.
My friends are going to be so jealous once they see this diamond ring.
It's void. The diamond bread is half cooked. What do you mean? It's not like a... Shut up, you too much stress.
Knock, knock.
Sir, ma'am, can we have some food?
Now who's bothering my life? Move! Who are you? Can't you see that we are having a conversation inside? You rascals, get out of here. I don't have time to waste on you.
What have we done here?
They are not what they used to be.
I know. Like, we gave them a gift. And now,
And it's been a burden for them.
I know, we like ruined their lives, didn't we?
We did.
What can we do?
That's how the little girls, not little girls, the girls from the Balika put up that act. So we are not to make the decision. It is our elite panel of judges. Krishma, what do you say? Should we direct to our judges?
Yes, indeed. Let's find out what our judges think about the performances.
There's a criteria. According to criteria, there are ups and downs. So according to that, we have collectively given these marks. Sanghamitta has scored 68 marks, whereas Devians scored 75 marks.
Well, you've heard the verdict from the judges. Let's now find out the cumulative score at the end of round 2. We see that Sanghamitta has now scored 103 points. Meanwhile, Devi Balika Vidyalaya has now scored 125 points.
Well, there you go. Those are the cumulative scores at the end of the second and the first round put together. Well, things could change, but the best part is that both schools have now surpassed the 100 mark. But we got a few more rounds to go. And without much further ado, let's move on to the third round, which is a very interesting, very challenging round. And of course, it is going to be a very critical round. We call it in level 3, the third round. It is called Word
The basket. In this round, each of our teams gets to send forward 3 co-players. They are then given a word which is 12 alphabets long with several of the letters covered. In order to uncover these letters, they have to successfully net the ball into the basket. Each successful netting gives them 10 points, and if they are then able to correctly guess the word, that gives them a further of 70 points.
Well, those are the rules and regulations of level 3, round 3, which we call Word the Basket. So we start off with the girls from Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya. Let's see what number they pick in order to discover the word which they have to fill the blank.
This is word number 3.
Well, they picked out word number 3. Before we find out what is word number 3, let's focus our attention to the captain, Lumini. Who are your 3 co-players for this round?
Sandali, Sahanya and Samadhi.
The 3 co-players have been decided. Let's find out what the word is. A space to start off with, C, 2 spaces I, 2 spaces T, 2 spaces N, and another space at the end. Well, Lumini, who will you be sending in first, and what is the letter she would like to unlock?
Sahanya will be coming for the first blank.
Okay, let's put our hands together for Sahanya. Sahanya is ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the first attempt was not capitalized. Let's move on and find out who the next player is. Who is the next player?
Sandali will be coming for the blank before I.
Let's put our hands together for Sandali. 3, 2, 1, go for it. The second unsuccessful attempt. Lumini, who will you be sending in next, and what is the letter?
Samadhi. Samadhi for the blank after C.
Let's put our hands together for Samadhi. 3, 2, 1, go. The 3 players were sent forward. The final player was able to uncover that letter. Lumini, are you going to sending additional players? Or are you going to decide what the word is? Are you going to send? You're going to send in additional players, and what is the letter?
Mutili for the blank after I.
Okay, let's put our hands together for Mutali. Additional player comes in. 3, 2, 1, go. Sending additional players is subject to negative marking. Are you going to send in your final player? Are you going to decide what the word is? Team Sanghamitta, are you going to decide what the word is? Are you going to send in another player? Okay, it's time for me to start off with my countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7,
We are going to guess the word.
Yes, what is the word? 5.
Acquisitement. Acquisitement.
You need to make your decision. Acquisitement, what is it?
Acquisitement.
Okay, tell the spellings.
ACQUICITMENT.
Are you sure? Okay, the girls seem to be a little bit confused. Well, time is critical because we deal against time. That is how the third round is built upon. I'm not sure even whether the words are matched right. They got 3 locks. Yes, what is it?
Acquaintance.
Sorry? But already you made your decision. Well, maybe this is the moment that the girls won't be able to secure a spot within the top 8. We are not sure because we need to see what happens here. It's time for all of us to find out what the word is. Let's find out what those missing letters are. Acquisitions is the correct word. Did you all guess anything closer? Lumini, if at all, if you responded to what I was asking you, there would have been more time for you to guess what the letter was, guess what those letters were, and decide what the word was. Unfortunately, because we didn't have a communication, I had to start my countdown. Well, that's how the rules and regulations are built on, but nevertheless, let's put our hands together for the effort put in by them. Tension builds up within both schools, but the girls from Devi Balika are yet smiling, and let's see what is the number they pick for themselves in order to discover their word.
This is word number 1.
Well, just like before we find out what is word number 1, let's move on to the captain, Praharsha, and ask who are her 3 co-players for this round.
Dishmi, Sahanya, and I.
Okay, so now the 3 co-players have been selected. Let's focus our attention and find out what the word is with those missing spaces. A blank to start off with, R, 2 spaces, S, 2 spaces, T, 3 spaces, and an E at the end. Well, Praharsha, who will you be sending in first, and what is the letter you would like unlocked?
Dishmi is going for the letter before S.
Let's put our hands together for Dishmi. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Praharsha, who will be coming in next?
I am.
And what is that letter?
The first blank.
Let's put our hands together for the captain. Praharsha. 2, 1, go. It was an unsuccessful attempt for the captain, Praharsha of Devi Balika. Let's see who is going to be the next player and what is the letter you would like unlocked.
Sahanya is going for the blank before T.
Let's put our hands together for Sahanya. 2, 1, go. Just missed the basket there. What is your decision? Are you going to send in additional players? Or are you going to decide what the word is? Praharsha,
We're gonna send another player, right?
another player, and what is the letter you would like unlocked?
Negative or this? This.
Quick decision.
The first blank.
Okay, let's put our hands together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Praharsha, what are you going to do? 4 players down, you've got 1 more
we're
player.
gonna
Gonna
guess the
decide.
word.
You're going to guess what the word is. Okay, you got 3 locks and a few empty spaces. Can you spell the word?
The word is irresistance. I R R E S I S T A N C E.
Say it again.
Irresistance. I R R E S I S T A N C E.
You sure about it? 100% sure about it? 50% sure about it? Not very sure about it?
50-50.
White ends up more. Let's find out what the correct word is. Well, it is a one-off thing because both of the schools were not able to guess what the correct word was. Tension builds in the studio as both schools are wondering what's happening next. Well, 3 rounds down, we'll see what the points table look like, and also we got amazing rounds coming up just for you, and both schools just need a little bit of a breather. We'll be right back. You are tuned on to level 3 of TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.
Welcome back. You are watching TV1 Pentathlon Season 2. We are here in Level 3 of a very competitive match between Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya Gaul as well as the girls from Devi Balika Vidyalaya Colombo. And at the end of 3 highly intense rounds, we unfortunately saw that the schools didn't do too well in the last round. Let's find out what the scores look like in round 3. We start off with Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya. In round 3, unfortunately, they scored themselves no points. And so their points remain at 103 points. Also, we saw Devi Balika Vidyalaya 2 did not score any points in round 3, and therefore their points too remain at 125 points.
both teams have nodded their heads saying that, okay, we will do our very best. Let's see whether they stick to what they just said. With that being said, it's time for us to move on to the fourth round of level 3 of TV1 Pentathlon Season 2, and we call it Target
Your knowledge. In our fourth round, each of our teams gets to send forward 3 co-players. They then have to try their luck at swinging the golf club in hitting the golf ball into any one of the holes. Each of the holes corresponds to a subject from where they will then be asked a question. Each correct answer gives them 25 points. If they choose to double and answer correctly, they get 50 points. However, if they choose to double and answer incorrectly, there will be negative marking.
Well, there you go. Those are the rules and regulations of round 4 targeted knowledge in level 3. So let's take you through the colors as to what these subjects represent. Blue, we got sports and games. On green, we got geography. On purple, we got literature. On yellow, we got art and entertainment. On orange, we got history. On red, it is science and technology. And of course, on white, we call it the trump, where you could select any of those subjects which I just read out. Well, that's how the game works on. So let's quickly start off with the girls from Sanghamitta, Balika, Vidyalaya call and ask Lumini, the captain, who her 3 co-players are.
Sahanya, Sandali and Samadhi.
Okay, and who will be coming in first?
Samadhi will be coming first.
Let's put our hands together. Are you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go for it. A little bit of too much of a powerful shot. Now let's see if the next one works off. You're ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the first player got a trump, which means they have the liberty to select any of the subjects which we just mentioned at the start of the game.
So what's your pick?
Science and technology.
And would you like to go in for a double? Let's take a look at your visual. In 1962, he became the first American to orbit the Earth, circling it 3 times. Name this astronaut. Your options are A. Douglas Hurley, B. John Glenn, C. Eric Boe, or D. Michael Hopkins.
B. John Glenn.
B. John Glenn. You're sure about the answer? Somewhat sure? The correct answer is B. John Glenn.
Well, the first attempt was very well capitalized and they got the answer right. That was Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya goal. Let's move on to Devi Balika and ask Praharsha who her 3 co-players are.
Ranugi, Sahanya and
And who will be coming in first?
Ranugi.
Let's put our hands together. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the girls from Devi Balika 2 had got a trump. Let's find out what subject they prefer to select.
What subject would you like to choose?
Geography.
And would you like to go in for a double?
No.
No. Okay, let's take a look at your visual. Identify the country highlighted in red on the map. Your options are A. Hungary, B. Serbia, C. Croatia, or D. Slovenia.
C. Croatia.
C. Croatia is the correct answer.
Okay, Lumini, who is coming in next?
Sandali.
3, 2, 1, go for it. Well, it was hit on the purple and went on to green, which means green, and it is geography.
You've got geography. Would you like to go in for a double? No. Okay, let's take a look at your visual. Identify the country highlighted in red on the map. Your options are A. Austria, B. Slovakia, C. Hungary, or D. Czech Republic.
Slovak.
B. Slovakia. B. Slovakia. Are you sure? No. A guess. B. Slovakia is the correct answer.
So, Prasha, who are you sending in next?
I am gonna come.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go for it. Well, it's a trump and they could select any of those subjects which we read out. Let's see what subject they prefer to go with.
So you've got a trump. What subject would you like to pick?
History.
History. And do you want to go in for a double?
No, thank you.
No. Let's take a look at your visual. Identify this former politician, stateswoman and head of state. Your options are A. Isabella Perón, B. Golda Meir, C. Kim Campbell or D. Margaret Thatcher.
B. Golda Meir.
B. Golda Meir. That is the correct answer.
So the girls seem to be answering really well. Well, it has come down to the final chance of the girls from Gaul, Sanghamitta Balika. Let's find out how well they capitalize on this and who will you be sending in next?
Sahani.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Your next chance. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. We've come down to your final chance. Relax, breathe, and let's see how well it goes. Three chances down. Well, the game thus far this round was really great, but unfortunately the girls from Gaul, Sanghamitta Balika, were not able to make use of the final opportunity and could not target this golf thing into the respective subject. Well, that's how the game moves on. So let's see whether the girls from Devi Balika can make use of this opportunity and capitalize and gain a score for their marks and put it up on the points table. Your final player, who are you sending?
Sahani.
Let's put our hands together for her. 3, 2, 1, go. You ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the first attempt was not a successful one, which means the ball just went away from the respective colors. But however, they capitalized it on the second one, getting it on yellow, which is art and entertainment.
You've got arts. Would you like to go in for a double?
No, thank you.
All right, let's take a look at your visual. Name this American film director who has won 4 Oscars for Best Director. Your options are A. John Hughes, B. John Huston, C. John Ford or D. John Sturges.
C. John Ford.
C. John Ford is the correct answer.
With that being said, let's find out the cumulative scores at the end of 4 rounds.
Let's take a look at the score at the end of round 4. In the round 4, we saw Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya from Gaul scoring themselves 50 points, and that brings their total up to 153 points. Meanwhile, Devi Balika Vidyalaya in round 4 scored themselves 75 points, and that brings their total up to 200 points.
Well, that's how the scores read at the end of 4 rounds, but I'm not very sure whether both schools are very happy about their points, because it is of course level 3 and very competitive, very challenging. However, the girls from Devi Balika has now reached to the 200 mark. However, it's a shortfall from their opponents. But nevertheless, the next round is going to be very competitive, very challenging, where you could capitalize on those mistakes and make sure that you get those points for your school. So with that being said, let's move on to the fifth and final round of Level 3 TV1 Pentathlon Season 2, which we call the buzzer round.
We're now in the final round, which is the buzzer round. The rules are very simple. We have 10 questions. Each correct answer gives the team 10 points. Let's get started with question number 1. 21. The best-selling album of 21st century and the 4th best-selling album of all time was recorded by which artist? Time's up. The correct answer is Adele. Question number 2. What does ECG stand for in medicine? Lumini?
Electrocardiogram.
That's the correct answer. Question number 3. In which year did Steffi Graf become the only person to have won all 4 tennis Grand... Ranugi?
1988.
In which year did Steffi Graf become the only person to have won all 4 tennis Grand Slam titles and an Olympic gold medal? The correct answer is 1988. Question number 4. Name the former Miss Universe contestant from Israel who starred as Sahania,
Gal Gadot.
who starred as Wonder Woman in a recent superhero blockbuster. The correct answer is Gal Gadot. Question number 5. Who was the youngest person to have won the Nobel Prize for Literature? Sahania?
Malala Yousafzai.
Sorry?
Malala Yousafzai.
That's the incorrect answer. Do we have the answer from here? Praharsha?
Rudyard Kipling.
That's the correct answer. Question number 6. Donald Trump became the 19th Republican Party president of USA. Out of 45 presidents, Dishmi?
Abraham Lincoln.
Out of 45 presidents, who was the first Republican president of USA? The correct answer is Abraham Lincoln. We move on to question number 7. Name Google's first female engineer. Sahania?
Marisa Mayer.
And former CEO of internet giant Yahoo. The correct answer is Marissa Mayer. Question number 8. The Three Tenors were a popular operatic singing group during the 1990s and early 2000s, consisting of an Italian and 2 others. Sahania?
Spain.
And 2 others from which other country? The correct answer is Spain. Question number 9. Who wrote the Canterbury Tales? Tevini?
Geoffrey Chaucer.
In the 14th century? The correct answer is Geoffrey Chaucer. We now move on to the final question, question number 10. What was the name given by the Western Allies to the best-known Berlin Wall crossing point between East Berlin and West Berlin during the Cold? Sahania?
Brandenburg Gate.
Between East Berlin and West Berlin during the Cold War? That's the incorrect answer. And the correct answer is Checkpoint Charlie.
Well, there you go. 5 rounds have now come to an end, and it is decided to find out who will be getting close and securing one of those spots within the 8 top schools in the island. We have much more excitement and all of that, and also we'll be revealing to you who will be awarded that best title, which we call the best player and also otherwise known as the pentathlete. So all that excitement and much more, we'll have it ready for you. But first, we'll have a short break and be right back. This is Level 3 of TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.
Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya goal, or is it going to be Devi Balika Vidyalaya Colombo? The decision lies. We have the results. Let's now find out what the results are at the end of 5 competitive rounds of level 3.
In the 5th round, we saw that Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya have scored themselves 20 points, and that brings their total up to 173 points. Meanwhile, Devi Balika Vidyalaya in the 5th round scored themselves 45 points, and that brings their total up to 245 points.
Well, you heard it for yourself. Devi Balika Vidyalaya will now get closer, and they have now secured a spot within the top 8 and getting closer to the grand finale. Nevertheless, it's always an effort put in by the opponents, and that is why you are here today. From the top 16, you were shortlisted in order to compete for the top 8, and you are great. So can we have all smiling faces? I know it's a hard thing because you won't be on this stage with us again, but all those tireless efforts put in has worked off. So shall we all put our hands together for the girls from Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya Gaul for all the efforts. Well, performing your very best on this stage, you, of course, will be given some credit for what you do. So it's time for us to move on to the presentation, and let's invite our judges to join with us as we commence the presentation.
Let's start off now by congratulating the best player of the match, the pentathlete of the day from Sanghamitta Balika Vidyalaya. Let's give it up for Sahanya.
So let's all put our hands together for the captain and the team that is the captain, Lumin. Let's put their hands together and let's appreciate them as they won't be with us again. Let's put our hands together. It's time for us to wrap things, and we'll be seeing Devi Balika Vidyalaya once again as we fight towards finding the best of the best. So, it's time for us all to say goodbye. Thank you very much. We'll see you again as we bring you the very best on the stage. This is Level 3 of TV1 Pentathlon Season 2.
Pentathlon.